We've all
Sit
been.
here?
Oh,
and then-
okay.
Yeah, just sit
thank
next
you.
to,
Perfect.
sit next to Ernie and.
When I'm done, I'll pass the mic over to you.
Okay.
Just a moment, are these mics up, the individual?
They're
It's blinking, it's not working.
Yeah.
Should we bring in one of these, just to make sure they catch them?
Well, the videographer is aware that these don't work, so.
They think that these, that to
These
use
are-
it.
We're hearing everyone, it's not great, but we hear everyone.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
just
Thank you.
pay as normal.
So I can just ignore this?
And twice you didn't go to the zoning board because you're supposed to be last month, and now this month, you didn't bring your plans to the zoning board because maybe the zoning board would not allow this because it's out of the character of the neighborhood, the size of it. And like the previous speaker said, why not put a little sign like after landfill, or like over Machete? What's so wrong about that sign? People can see that sign when they're going into the landfill, and more people use the landfill than this building. Who uses the building? The entourage that's back there, all the big chiefs here. But who else uses it? Does your everyday workers use it? Your trash collectors? Does the public use this building? Public comes in here if they're going to speak about an issue, and that's about it. So I'm going to ask the cost of this. We're already getting a 6% increase. I'd like to see how much this sign is going to cost. I'm going to ask for it under the right to know law, and I hope, Director, you'll have it emailed to me within the next couple of days. The cost for a big sign like that versus a smaller sign at the landfill. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Anyone else wish to speak to the board? If not, we'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is the Lions Club is going to present the Department of Public Works Employee of the Year.
Thank you, Mayor, member of the commission. It's our honor and pleasure to be here to present the award to this year's Public Works Employee of the Year. It's something that started at the suggestion of Nick Caggiano when he was here and was a member of the club. And it's our way of saying thank you as we work in collaboration with Park Rec and DPW and the Mayor's Office for the Hall of Fame and other activities in the city. So it's my understanding that Matt LeBlanc is going to talk about this year's recipient, and I'll turn it over to Matt.
Thank you. Matt is here somewhere.
He's right here.
Yes, okay.
Good evening and thank you. I'd like to thank the Lions Club for being here. Lucius, Joel Ackerman, Paul Bergeron, thank you very much for your time tonight. It's an honor to have you guys here. Every year we have the honor of being a part of the Lions Club DPW Employee of the Year. This award doesn't come easily. There's close to 200 employees that work here in Public Works. We've had employees ask, how one even comes about getting this honor. And quite frankly, it comes from getting the votes of their peers. A lot of the times we're asked to maybe just cast a vote with a little writing on why. That way no one else knows who we're voting for. This year we actually had a lot of their coworkers step up and vote for this person. He's not only a leader, but he's been a true mentor to many. He's come in when many people don't want to. He was one of the first 2 years ago to show up for the flooding that we had in September. He worked alongside emergency management. He worked alongside the fire department. He always rises to the occasion. This employee, in times being told to slow down, has sped up. He's taken the vision of Public Works. In times that they said, you're being foolish. He's really worked with everybody from top to bottom to top. He has really spearheaded leading and teaching new employees. We had one come to us right around the holidays this year, and he said, without this gentleman, I'm not sure I'd still be here. And he said, I enjoy what I do, but I struggle a little bit. And he has taken me one-on-one and taught me everything I know today in Public Works. And, we can't say enough about him. I could go on and on about this gentleman, but it's not about me tonight. It's about Mr. Brian Anise.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mayor, if you want to wait up there, please.
Yeah.
We have a couple quick, small presentations.
Okay.
Alderman Dowd is also a member of the Lions Club, so he's joined us with two hats tonight. We've been recycling eyeglasses for over 35 years, and we've gone over the 75,000 mark. And as president of the club last year, I wanted to recognize our partners in this. So we're going to present a plaque to the city of Nashua for the two recycling, but wrong one, Joel. For the city of Nashua. And Lisa, if you'd come up, we have one for the recycling center here at the landfill. And just to thank you for helping us attain that figure. And Paul's our new president this year, so he'll do the honors for the city, and Joel will do it. Great, and thank you very much for that help as well.
Thank you, everybody, for having us here.
See you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's much easier before the commission.
wrapping another change order for RWC. We're trying to round out this construction season, keep them busy through this year. Adding a bunch of miscellaneous work. We've had pretty good success this year. We expect this will be the last change order with them for this year, and then we'll bid out a project for next year. But this continues the 2023 project and subsequent change orders. So be happy to address any questions.
Anybody? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next item B, Commissioner Lennon.
Motion to consider the hardship request from Pennachuck Waterworks Incorporated to excavate to replace critical water main in Allen Street, Alex Circle, St. Joseph's Drive, Edwin Street, and associated tie-ins on East Dunstable Road, Almont Street, Fairview Street, and Blanchard Street.
So Pete Tedder is here from Pennachuck to speak to this. The memo includes all the various streets that are impacted in the years they were paved. Turn it over to Pete, then he or I will be happy to address any questions.
Pete Tedder, Pennachuck Waterworks. Good afternoon, Mayor, Director, Board. This will be the last time we approach you this year to excavate your recently paved streets. Once again, this is driven by the lead copper rule. We've got small mains out there, they've been paved over. Normally we'd hold our breath and wait out the moratorium, but the lead copper rule kind of directs that we have to address these sooner than later. So these are the streets in this last contract we're going to release that are affected by moratorium constraints. And we're not asking for any special modification of the moratorium restoration. All of these will be curb-to-curb restorations, 2-inch mill, 2-inch overlay.
Anybody? Discussion? Question? I do have kind of an unrelated question, which is you're doing a project up around LA Columbia Street.
Yes.
And you pull out the pipes, the old ones, which look pretty deteriorated. How old are those pipes?
They were from the 1895 era, 1919. They were unlined cast iron, and we knew they were bad
expense that's been spent. And I think there's a question between the actual size of the sign itself and the structure. I think the structure will be beneficial to the neighborhood in that it will be well maintained, much like the front of this building by Park Rec, and with flowers and shrubs but it will also have the information as to the building being here. I specifically looking for that new sign that was there, and while it does represent that the building's here, I don't think you can read that very well doing 40 miles an hour, which the cars in front of me were all doing. So it does require a bigger sign to be useful. I think that sign was just put in temporarily. So as far as the trees being cut down, when you start building a building project, you start getting into constraints from a number of different avenues relative to which trees need to come down, what allowances you need and all of that stuff. So I don't think any more trees are taken down than were necessary, that I recall. And I think that this board ought to at least allow the motion to go forward to the zoning board, so that the zoning board can make a determination as for the exception. Quite frankly, I think this is a city building. It's a beautiful building. There is going to be, I hope it's already in the process of the maintenance garage that will go in the back. And as far as the access on the driveway, I think we determined real early on that the hours and the people visiting the sites were different from the landfill versus this buildings. So they didn't want access through the landfill entrance. So that's why the separate entrance. And it is protected with a fence that's closed most of the time. So I think the sign will be very attractive and will be in keeping with the articulate nature of the neighborhood. I also think there are other signs on the street that already exceed and have probably gone for an exception. One in particular is the St. Joseph's Church. That's about the same size as is being contemplated. It's all wood, but I mean, but I think there are other signs on the street as well that exceed the expectations of the zoning ordinance. So I would request that the board continue and vote favorably to put forward the motion to the zoning board.
All right, any other comments? Commissioner Shea.
Regarding the materials, I just want to make sure nobody misunderstands, because from what I understand, we have materials left over from this building, and we are able to use those because of the masons on staff, and it's not that we have sourced all of the materials for this sign. Is that fair to say?
Yes, you're correct.
So I just want, because there were some comments in public comment about how much did the sign cost. So I just wanted to make sure that that's abundantly clear. I agree with pretty much everything Alderman Dowd has said. Being on the building committee too, we discussed this a lot in terms of the size of the sign. We went through a number of iterations through the process. The messaging piece, though I supported it, is something that you could very well argue is outside of the character of the neighborhood. I don't believe that this sign would be that, in that as you drive down 111, which is a state highway, there are a lot of large-sized signs lit at all hours of the night. I think it's important to note that up on Broad Street, there's a beautiful welcome sign to downtown as people get off of exit 6. And it's got some nice landscaping all around it, and it looks really nice. And it makes you feel good as you go by. A tin highway sign does not evoke that feeling. And I think for our workers to feel good when they go by, for folks in the neighborhood to feel like something looks finished and nice and gives them that appeal within themselves as they see something beautiful. I think there's a benefit there. important that we recognize that in making this decision, it takes consideration, and I don't think that demonstrates a lack of empathy or that consideration that we put into this thought process. Final thought, in terms of the utility of the height, with the garage in the back, we're going to have a lot of people coming in at all hours of the night here during the middle snowstorms, and visibility is terrible. And so if we're coming up 111 with the big old truck and it's practically whiteout conditions, and you've been working a double shift and you're trying to get back to get some food and get some rest, having a sign that is aesthetically pleasing but also visible in a wide range of weather conditions, I think is an important safety issue that we haven't touched on. I'm out of breath and thoughts, and thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, anyone else?
I have gone past this building, even though I know exactly where it is and I know where I'm supposed to be, because I have missed the sign. I don't really think, and I am from Nashua, I mean, I live in Nashua, I come to this building, and we do have people that come here, besides us big cheeses, to do work for the department, and they need to be able to see this building. And we worked very hard to make a sign that is aesthetically pleasing, and I agree with both Alderman Dowd and Paul, Commissioner Shea, in that this is not an unattractive sign. It is not, I think, out of keeping with the building and the setting. Unlike many other signs that are in this neighborhood. And, you know, somebody, I don't remember whether it was Paula or you or the other woman who spoke, like, what is this neighborhood? This neighborhood is a mix of things, one of which happens to be the Department of Public Works. Now, I wasn't living in Nashua when all these decisions were made, so I can't speak to the history, whether people feel that they were listened to, whether everything happened the way it was supposed to. I can't speak to that. But I can tell the residents of Nashua that we have worked very hard to make this an attractive sign in keeping with the neighborhood. We have vendors coming in here. We have, as Paul said, we're going to have people who are snow plowing. We have people who are just visiting for one reason or another. They need to be able to see the sign. And it's not going to be, you know, a huge garish sign. It's a very tasteful sign. Yes, Alderman Jetty, it is large because it needs to be sort of large, but it's the same sign as a Catholic church sign, and I can't ever recall driving by the Catholic church's sign and saying, boy, that's unattractive. And I understand that you have to speak to your residents, but I feel good about this decision. And if the zoning board or whoever it goes to next, if they have a problem with the sign, they will let us know. But I think we should at least allow this to go forward.
Commissioner, speak to you.
Thank you. It was interesting driving on the way here because I live off of West Hollis Street as well. I just live on the other end of West Hollis Street, which a lot of people would say is maybe an undesirable neighborhood. Many people have a lot of issues about West Hollis Street and have convictions about where maybe I live. And this side of West Hollis Street's a little bit different. But I think I think this is a really well-made sign. I think on the way here, there were a lot of other signs that I saw that I'm like, oh, it's interesting that we can't have a sign for this building. We can't have, while there are pretty large other signs, I mean, there are signs that are lit up well past the night, that are pretty bright, to be honest. And I think people deserve to have pride in the place that they work. I love the Public Works Department. Y'all do so much important work in making sure that our city stays beautiful, and making sure that, that our parks, that our trash, that everything that we do here, that it's clean. And so having a sign that actually is reflective of that, and not just a marker, is nice. So I look forward to supporting this and letting the zoning board make a decision on it as well. But I do support the plans as they are right now.
All right. Well, the motion before you is item A under administration. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have director's report.
I'm gonna attempt to do this on my own.
I gotta step out for a second.
Okay. This is Daigle Electrical Construction pouring concrete sidewalks on July 2nd and setting vertical granite curbing for the center pedestrian island as part of the Pine Street pedestrian crossing project. Cobb Hill has started construction on the Greeley Park Stonehouse, and here, this is, you can see them digging conduit trenches and demolishing the existing concrete floor in the Greeley Park Stonehouse. Work was done on July 2nd.
And when do you expect completion on that?
Dan, do you?
I don't know offhand. It's only going to be a month or two. Yeah. Should be like
September-ish.
September.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Sunshine Paving showing reclaiming Congress Street on the left and Continental Paving milling Manchester Street on July 14th. So our paving program is well underway. This is work at Fields Grove. Edie Sweat filled a void and completed repairs to masonry walls in the Fields Grove Park Causeway. The engineering department received their new electric Nissan Leaf.
How do they like it?
They like it.
No,
We
that's
have,
good.
I think 4 now, Dan?
Three. It's
Three
the
or four.
third leaf, and we have the.
And then that, yep. So we have 4, yep. The Parks Department required a new field groomer for Stella's Stadium, and the results have been very, very good so far, so.
We only have a couple little things left. The Rhino Shield is painting beneath the bleachers. They should start next Tuesday. It's a 6-year guarantee, other than painting it every year. So, there's some minor fencing that's going in the stands required by the police, fire department. And they just, I think, finished the new shutters on the where the press box is, so it's almost done.
Great.
Great.
Okay. Well, due to the high heat and wet weather, every Tuesday this year, we're off to a rocky start with our concert series. But we're offering a new group each Tuesday night. Hopefully the weather holds for us through September 2nd. Everything from rock, big band, folk, bluegrass. There's something for everyone. This is our second year also offering our Play in the Park program, where we bring games, crafts, and all kinds of different types of fun to Nashua children at 2 different parks each week. You can see the parks that we'll be at in the flyer. And we've also partnered with United Way We Read program. So each Tuesday we have a volunteer join us and read books to the kids. We had another very successful fairy tale festival. We had about 1,000 people attend. We had Lindsay and her puppet pals open the show, followed by our wonderful Party Palace princesses. And there were 30 vendors and lots of free giveaways. This always is our most popular summer fun event. We had our group trip to the WNBA on Tuesday, 7/15 at TD Garden in Boston, and this was sold out, and we actually had a waiting list, so this was a very popular trip. We're collaborating with Jean d'Arc Credit Union this summer to offer a free summer program for students 9 to 13 to learn more about money, budgeting, with hands-on games and other fun projects. So the class will be held at Greeley Park, the Greeley Park Bandshell on Wednesday, it must be July 30th, from 9 to 10 a.m. And registration is online at our Rest Desk portal, and the class is free. This is a sinkhole at 6210B Road that was repaired by the street department, and they worked on this in 90-degree heat. That's also been a real challenge for our crews.
What caused that? Anything in particular?
You know what? I'm not sure what particularly is, John?
It was a
Do you
failed
know?
pipe.
Just a filled pipe. Yeah, that's typically what happens. What type of pipe, John? Do you know?
Drainage.
Drainage pipe. Okay. This is a sinkhole at 53 Ford Street, and this was again from worn out pipes, and they installed a new one. Another sinkhole. We've had a lot of sinkholes on Main Dunstable. This was caused by old rotted pipes. Another sinkhole next to a catch basin, and they installed a new pipe to fix the issue. This is another sinkhole next to a catch basin caused by by a broken pipe. On Church, yes, it has been quite a summer with sinkholes. I know. This is the street department. They were out at Mine Falls grading near the boat ramp to improve the site access. This is clearing some brush and trees to make way for a new crosswalk next, and flashing signs to be installed by the traffic department on John Street. This is helping to improve the safety for those entering the Southern New Hampshire Medical Center parking lot. And this is another new crosswalk flashing sign to be installed on Prospect Street for Southern New Hampshire. Again, enhancing the safety for visitors and patients. This is a repair of another sinkhole at a catch basin near Revere University. The brick structure had failed and was collapsing in, so they took out the brick that was failing and replaced and rebuilt the structure. This is a repair of a catch basin at 6 Parish Hill Road that had failed and caused a sinkhole to form. What would we do without our street department this summer? Huh? This is another catch basin at a 110 Perimeter Road near the airport that was repaired. Okay. Residents are reminded that as of July 1st, the state of New Hampshire has banned all lithium-ion batteries and devices containing them from disposal in the trash. They shouldn't have been anyway, but now they're banned. So.
How should those be disposed of?
Those need to be disposed of. I think, can they bring them in, Jeff, or just household hazardous waste?
They can bring them here, but
Okay.
try to bring them to the end user, bring them to the stores or Home Depot, that type of thing, but you can't take them.
So bring them into the office. Or to the scale house, either one. Okay. Residents with household hazardous waste to dispose of can attend the next household hazardous waste collection in Pelham on Saturday, August 9th, from 8 to noon. So this one is in Pelham.
Are microwave ovens hazardous waste?
No, those can be brought into the landfill for as electronics. Yep.
Yeah, there's a place down there for them.
Yep, there is in the recycling center where you can put them. And that's it.
All right. Commissioners' comments. Any comments from any of the commissioners? Commissioner Shea.
I have a question. At the Greeley Park Bathhouse, do you know if there's already a plan while they're out there doing concrete to reset a pad for the child with the mud? And if not, could we do that?
That's a good question. I don't think we have a plan, but yes, we could do that.
That'd be awesome. I was
Absolutely.
looking at the fence up and I'm like, oh, it's in there. And then maybe doing concrete work, I bet that would be a
Is it
good time
sinking?
to-
Yeah.
Yeah, on the street side, it's kind of taking a bit of a pitch. But yeah, that would be convenient to get it done.
We will do that. Absolutely.
Alderman Dowd.
And something that I'm sure the director will be happy with. I showed it to her earlier. It's a congratulations for something that was done. It's Dear Alderman Dowd, the City of Nashua DPW was hard at work in the last 2 days, making Tinker Road safer along the dangerous curve. Yesterday, they widened the shoulder by at least 3 feet and will enable the installation of guardrail in the future. They have also put up temporary concrete barricades for the safety in the meantime. You've never felt safer. While I don't have an estimate of when all the work will be completed, we are grateful to you and the city for doing this. Thank you sincerely, Dave Wilson. And I will send the email to,
Thank you.
there are
That's great.
pictures.
It's very nice.
There are, we found another use for the barriers from downtown. They are guarding the corner at the I think they used them once before when they did the guardrail over the highway, but at some point there'll be a guardrail there and replace the concrete barriers. I'm surprised nobody's asked me to have them painted a different color, but we'll.
Perhaps a nice brick red. And
But there were 5 accidents there. One of them was fatal, and we tried fixing it with signs and slowing the traffic speed down. And right after the signs went up, another car rolled over on the same corner. 2 teenagers. So I'm glad that we got to it right away and had it fixed as quickly as possible. And I know everybody in that neighborhood where he lives.
What street was this again?
Tinker Road.
Oh, yeah.
You can't miss it now. You'll see the
Saw
red
those.
barriers.
Yeah.
But what was happening was the edge of the road on that sharp curve was loose material.
Yeah.
And if your tires caught that, it flipped the car. There was like a downgrade.
Yeah.
And the cars were ending up in the backyard where the kids are playing.
Oh, no.
So, not anymore.
Right. Good.
is this available online?
It's not. That is just an internal newsletter that I thought you might enjoy looking at.
Yeah, it's really well put together, and I was like, people would love to read this.
Well, we could. It's meant for an internal, but yes, we absolutely could.
If you think it would be a
If you-
piece, but yeah, it's
yeah.
really good info, and it's nice to catch an update from all the department heads.
Good.
I do have something else, if I may.
Yes, of course.
Okay, very good. Hey.
Moving away.
So, Andy Patrician's retirement, and we're recruiting this year. And the commissioners, we were talking about this, and we wanted to get a gift for you, and it's arranged for this next plaque. And so I'd like to present those to you for all of your service and kindness. And I remember coming down with the boys one time, and they were causing all of a ruckus and getting kind of a short cord. And Andy's he's a big dude, and he's the boss man. But even still, when I came in with them, he's like, "Oh hey, I've got coloring books for you guys." And it was a sweet moment, and I wanted to share that. So here's your flag. Nice smile. And do we want to come
Yeah,
up
could
here?
we have all the
to front
commissioners and the
there?
mayor?
Where's
Yeah.
Manny?
Oh,
Did he have to run out or?
he said he had to run out for a second, but
We can wait.
you want to wait? We'll have,
We'll
okay.
take a picture after.
And nice card and a token of our appreciation. Thank you. Very much.
Andy, 38 years, you said.
Yes.
Pretty good.
38 years. Thank you all, to the board, present and past. Thank you for your support over the years.
Good time.
We've accomplished a lot in this city in, the time I've been in this position and had to work with the board. So I appreciate that. Mayor, I started 38 years ago when you were also mayor. How ironic that I'm leaving when you're mayor now. So thank you for giving me the opportunity 38 years ago. I do appreciate it.
I knew you were going to become assistant.
So thank you very much. And Director Photo, we worked amazing together. We got a lot accomplished I've worked with you for 16, 17 years since you've been here. We got a lot accomplished since we've been here, from, getting the fleet all updated, to Main Street sidewalks, to this building and numerous other projects. So I think we got a lot accomplished, and I think we've done some amazing things together, and I'm, going to be sorry to go, but it's just time. To all my colleagues, I've been with a lot of you guys. I've been with Jeff, I think, the longest. We've been together for most of our careers, and I really appreciate you all, and I couldn't have did it without you don't really have a plan yet, but I have some stuff I'm working on, and I'm just gonna continue to do that and go from there.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna do a photo op.
I was gonna say a few things.
Alderman Dowd, I forgot to thank you for your support over the years too. I've worked with you
I'll
for,
do it.
Andy, congratulations. I've worked with you on this building and plenty of other projects, so I do appreciate everything you've done too. I'm sorry, I forgot you out here in the
All
corner.
right.
It should be in there.
Alderman Dowd, why don't you join the picture too, please?
Great.
Thank you.
That used to be the term she's down at TBC.
Let Danny sign the card.
Technical. Pro tournaments
I
there.
didn't get a card yet.
Can you just sit there just for a second, please? Not quite done. So, as Andy mentioned, 16 years ago, we started working together with solid waste. And for the first year, he didn't speak to me. True story. And I'd say to, Jeff and Andy were both foremen, and I'd say to Jeff, like, he doesn't say anything. Like, he doesn't, Jeff's like, it's just Andy. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I told him that on his first review. I said, you do a pretty good job, but like, I just feel like you don't communicate very well with me. Anyway, he took that to heart. And he tells me sometimes I can be long-winded, and you're going to have to put up with me for tonight. I think Andy is really an unsung hero here in DPW. He's not one to seek the attention or the limelight. He's happy to have me out front while he's working hard behind the scenes, and that's just the way he's always been. He started in the Parks Department as a laborer. Went to solid waste as an equipment operator, then a lead operator, then an operations foreman, and then operations manager and assistant director. And there aren't many people that can go from being a laborer to an assistant director. That is really quite an accomplishment. And he really has earned a PhD in public works. He's been my closest confidant, teammate, and friend in the city for the last 16 years. He patiently listened to me vent almost daily for years about disc golf. He's somebody that I trust completely, and
I have a lot of patience.
he has a lot of patience. Yes, that's why I had to mention that. He's somebody that I trust completely, and I always knew he had my back. I never worry that Andy will make a bad decision. We're completely in sync, and even at times finish each other's sentences. It will be very difficult to replace that. You might think he just goes along with my decisions. Well, I can assure you that's not the case. He isn't afraid to tell me when I'm wrong, and has done so on many occasions, including tonight in making him attend this meeting. He would never argue with me in a public meeting or in front of staff, but behind closed doors, we've had some pretty intense debates. And in the end, though, those debates always ended up making sound decisions for the division. He's also been a great leader, friend, mentor, and confidant to the superintendents and all DPW employees. Andy has a natural leadership ability that few have. Many DPW employees go to him for advice and direction, and he's well respected by his colleagues. He has a strong understanding of bargaining unit contracts and has helped to negotiate many successful contracts. I'm not sure what we will do without our resident meteorologist for snow. I'm waiting for Channel 9 to learn he's available. He has worked hard to help bring many DPW projects to successful completion, saving the taxpayers millions of dollars. The skate park, Main Street sidewalks, this DPW administration building, our fleet assessment, SURF, solving thousands of resident complaints, and the hiring of many great DPW employees are just a few of his accomplishments. And if Brian Anise is still here, I believe he was one of them. 38's a long time. Years is a long time. It's almost impossible to list all of Andy's contributions to the city. Thank you for all the time you've dedicated to the city of Nashua. You've made a significant impact that many future generations of Nashua residents will benefit from. And most importantly, thank you for being my champion and friend. You'll be missed. And enjoy your well-deserved retirement, but always know you have a place here in Nashua.
Thank you for those kind words. Everybody?
Okay.
Couldn't have did it without most of you, so thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you again, Director.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try.
He's got a few weeks left.
All right, so Any other commissioners' comments? We'll go to personnel. Item A, Commissioner Spetia.
Move to approve and unseal the non-public minutes for personnel from the Board of Public Works meeting of June 26, 2025.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Motion passes. Item B, Commissioner Lemon.
I move to accept the resignation of Russell Tedford, Senior Staff Engineer, effective August 1st, 2025.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
All right.
Motion passes.
We're not gonna do this.
Pardon?
We're gonna skip this.
And item C, we're withdrawing, and we'll potentially bring something like that forward in the future. So, having completed personnel, we now will look to a non-public session. Commissioner Shea.
So I move by roll call that the board go into non-public session pursuant to RSA 91-A3-2B, the hiring of any person as a public employee.
All right.
Bye, thank you all for your
Thanks.
dad.
Call the roll, please.
You still have decisions to make, you're not totally done yet.
Oh, you gotta do the roll call.
Oh, yeah, we got to make sure, well, we do this roll call in public session.
Yeah, we have to do the roll call.
I move that the board of...
No, you've made the motion, so now we're voting to go into non-public. You got to just vote yes or no.
Yes.
All right. All right, so we're back in public session. I will turn to Commissioner Shea for a motion concerning the minutes of the non-public session.
I move by roll call to seal the minutes of the Board of Public Works Personnel non-public meeting of July 24th, 2025, until such time as the majority of the board votes that the purpose of the confidentiality would no longer be served.
Commissioner Shea?
Yes.
Commissioner Lemon?
Yes.
Commissioner Espedia?
Yes.
Mayor Donaldson?
Yes. And I think that concludes our business.
It does.
So I'll again turn to Commissioner Shea. For a motion to adjourn.
I would like to move to adjourn.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
And the meeting of the Board of Public Works is adjourned at, of July 24 is adjourned at 5:17 PM.
Wow.